Hello and welcome to Cinema Hero. Recently, I've been pitching series for a Marvel live-action series universe, and so far I've pitched a Spider-Man series, a Daredevil series, an Iron Man series, and today I'm going to be pitching an X-Men series. And I'm going to be going a lot more into the backstory than I usually do. Usually, I just tell you the main villain, other villains, the story arcs, and the other heroes that are going to be in the season. But this time, I'm going to go a lot more deep into the season. And last but not least, I hope you enjoy. For the Season 1 main villain, some people might think that Magneto was the obvious choice, but I actually went for Bolivar Trask and his Sentinels. And the reason I went for Bolivar Trask was because I wanted Season 1 to take place in the very early days of the X-Men, and the whole public doesn't like them thing kind of fuels the X-Men and their villains. The other villains would also be early X-Men influenced, so Shadow King, the alien Lucifer, and Juggernaut. Now, instead of telling you just 3 story arcs, I'm basically just going to tell you what's going to happen in this season. So Charles Xavier, who isn't in a wheelchair yet, and his best friend Magnus are both mutants with special abilities, and Charles owns a school for mutants called Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. And one day, Bolivar Trask sends the MRD, or Mutant Response Division, to attack the school and get hold of Charles and Magnus. They win, but Magnus says that mutants need to come out of hiding and fight back, so Charles agrees to make a team of students called the X-Men for protection reasons only. Charles only wanted experienced students on the team, so he chose Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, Jean Grey, Hank McCoy, aka Beast, who isn't a student but one of Charles's best friends who is also a professor at the school, Bobby Drake, aka Iceman, who is the youngest member of the team, and Warren Worthington III, aka Angel. Magnus also wanted his alleged children to join the team, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Meanwhile, Bolivar Trask has created robots to defeat mutants that he calls Sentinels. The X-Men go on their first mission away from Bolivar Trask, the MRD, and Sentinels when Charles Xavier gets a telepathic message from the Shadow King, one of his old enemies. While on that mission, Charles finds out that his brother is still alive and is now the Juggernaut, who is temporarily under control by the Shadow King. Other than that, it's pretty much just the X-Men versus Bolivar Trask, the MRD, and the Sentinels until towards the end of the season where the X-Men fight an alien known as Lucifer, who is the one who causes Charles Xavier to be bound to a wheelchair. Also at the end of the season, Magnus rebels against Charles since he wants to fight all humans head-on and becomes Magneto. And actually, the final battle of the season is the X-Men versus him, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Juggernaut, who have now formed the early Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And the X-Men will be the only heroes in Season 1. The main villain of Season 2 would of course be Magneto and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. The season begins with Magneto looking for new members of his Brotherhood. He recruits Pyro, a young student at Charles's school, Mystique, Toad, Blob, and Sabretooth. We're also introduced to Logan, an unknown man living in the woods who's hunting down Sabretooth. Charles leads his X-Men to find Magneto, and they run into Logan, who's also looking for the Brotherhood, since Sabretooth is a member. During a fight with the Brotherhood, the X-Men learn that Logan is a mutant with retractable claws, and Cyclops dubs him the Wolverine. Back at the school, Charles offers Logan a spot on the team in a new costume, but Logan declines. There's also going to be a subplot for Emma Frost, and you might be wondering why I didn't put her in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and honestly, I forgot. But I'm going to leave her out because I wanted another villain in this season. Towards the end of the season, Charles learns that the X-Men can't defeat the Brotherhood alone, so he uses Cerebro to find mutants all across the world to join the X-Men. He finds Storm from Kenya, Nightcrawler from Germany, Thunderbird, a Native American from Arizona, Banshee from Ireland, Sunfire from Japan, and Colossus from Russia. Logan also decides to join the team as Wolverine. So that pretty much doubles the team, even though Sunfire dies almost immediately. In the end, the X-Men defeat the Brotherhood, and every member of the Brotherhood is taken away by the MRD, except for Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who get away. For the Season 3 main villain, I was thinking between Mr. Sinister and this guy, and I thought that I could save Mr. Sinister for a possible future Wolverine series, since this guy can really only be done with the X-Men. In the end, I chose Apocalypse. The 4 horsemen are Sunfire, who is brought back from the dead and becomes Death, Thunderbird as War, Psylocke as Famine, and Beast, who becomes Pestilence. The new members in this season will be Rogue, Gambit, and there's going to be this whole love story between Rogue and Gambit, but I'm not going to talk much about that because I don't really want to. And the newest member of this season will be Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat, and her dragon Lockheed, who is just as important as she is. Another villain in this season would be Arcade, who isn't super well known, but I actually like him a lot. We'll also get some scenes with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in this season, which will probably lead up to an Avengers series. The main villain for Season 4, the final season, will be Dark Phoenix. This season would actually have multiple villains, and you might know that if you've ever read the Dark Phoenix Saga comics, and those villains would be Sebastian Shaw and the Hellfire Club, and Lilandra and the Shi'ar Empire. Also, at the end of the season, every student at Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters will help the X-Men fight in the end, so basically any mutant you can think of that goes to this school will probably be in this season. And also, like all my other shows, there would be a sub-story arc wrapping up whatever was going on in the show. That was my X-Men series pitch. I hope you enjoyed, and there's lots of cool X-Men stuff that I really wanted to do, but I didn't get the chance to, so I might come back for more seasons. The next series I'm probably going to pitch is a Hulk show, because I want to keep setting up for an Avengers show. And remember to comment down below. You can comment down below on this video your idea for the next Cinema Hero video series on this channel, or you can do it on the other video. And thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.